let's begin with a question. Okay, so open up your chats. What do these companies have in common? Apple, SpaceX, FedEx, Uber, what was the other one called? Napster, LiveGood. What do they all have in common? Yes, they are all disruptors. So I created a video weeks ago that has gone viral called The Great Disruption. And what our CEO at LiveGood, Ben Glinsky, did was he disrupted the entire network marketing industry, an industry that a lot of us feel was a little bit upside down, and turned it right side up. Okay. And so we're not going to go into details about all of that, because you can go and type that into YouTube and watch that video. I think it has 12,000 views. I did it with Tiffany Lang. It's an incredible, incredible overview of the great disruption that is here with LiveGood. But today, I want to talk about a disruption in your own life. And before we do that, let's talk about, what does it even mean to be a disruptor or to disrupt something? So to disrupt something means to change it drastically due to innovation. I think when we hear of the word disruption or a disruptor, we often think of the negative connotation of being a disruptor. Something disrupted my day, or a little child disrupted the dinner. But it can be an absolutely beautiful thing to disrupt, given what you're disrupting. So I want you to understand something. I want you to think of yourself as a disruptor. Please type in the chat. These things seem silly on Zoom, but they integrate the material into your brains. I want you to type in the chat, I am a disruptor. I am a disruptor. Okay, I want you to ask yourself, and love it. Thank you so much, everyone. I am a disruptor. Okay, I want you to ask yourself, what in your life do you want to disrupt? Okay, do you want to disrupt your finances? Put a yes in the chat if you want to disrupt your finances. Do you want to disrupt your family legacy? Do you want to disrupt your travel schedule? Do you want to disrupt the generational curse of struggle that has been over your family? Do you want to disrupt what you order off a menu because you don't want to look on the right side of the menu with all the prices? You just want to order what you want to eat. Do you want to disrupt when you go on to hotels.com where you want to go based on where you want to go instead of the number of stars that are by the hotel's name? Do you want to disrupt the kind of house you live in? Do you want to disrupt the food you eat? Do you want to disrupt the way you take care of your body? Do you want to disrupt your giving? Do you want to disrupt how you can offer help to people? Do you want to disrupt who gets to go to college in your family and what they get to choose, what school they go to? Do you want to disrupt your stress? I know when thank you for posting. Yes, yes, yes.
There's a bunch of yeses in here, Doc. You got us. Come on.
I know when I started the network marketing industry, I did it because I needed a disruption in my life. I'm going to tell you that story, and I want you to think about what kind of disruption you want in your life right now, and what kind of disruption you need in your life right now that has some urgency. 10 years ago, a friend of mine, Selena, had invited me to do network marketing for 6 years. Can you imagine? For 6 years, she would invite me and I would say, no, thank you. And I would actually say, no, I don't sell things. I help people because I'm a psychologist. Like, they were mutually exclusive activities. But 6 years of asking me. And one night I took Gracie, our daughter, to the grocery store, and she wanted to get strawberries. And I said, the strawberries are too expensive. We can't get strawberries. And I remember crying in the produce section. And I remember thinking, I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired of these kind of issues. I was sick and tired of running my decisions by my money first. Can I get an amen on Tuesday? What day is it? Is it Tuesday? Like, who else is sick and tired of running their decisions by their money? Okay. And I called up Selena that night and I said, fine, I will sell the skincare. I will sell the protein shakes. I will do this network marketing thing. So there was a need to disrupt something in our life. You're going to need a reason for disruption. I want you to dig in, find your berries moment. What is your berries moment? Because years later of doing network marketing, when we finally had some success, this was Grace. And I said, stop right there. Stop right there. I got to take your picture, because I remember what it felt like when I said we couldn't get the berries. And now it's her getting all the berries. Okay. So we had, 10 years in this industry. Most of it, we never saw over $200 in our income, even though I was working it. And 4 months ago, we joined LiveGood. 5 months ago, so do the math here, 1 month before we joined, I was again sick and tired. But this time I was sick and tired of being in this industry. I was sick and tired of not achieving the success that I saw other people achieving. You couldn't explain it. It was almost comical, to the point of like, you couldn't make this up if you tried. Like, it didn't make any sense. We had only had success in one company, and that one just completely broke our hearts. I lost all of my friends, every single one. And they broke our hearts. And I was crying like I did so many days in this industry. And I was on a walk with Grace, because I take Grace on walks when I need to talk, because she's so smart. And I'm telling her my sob story. And she said, Mom, don't you think if it worked, it would have worked by now? And that was the day, my friends, that I quit this industry. That comment made so much sense to me. And I laid it down and I said, okay, God, I guess we had a 10-year run, and I guess it's not meant to be. Now, 4 months ago, we joined LiveGood. Remember, I had said that. We're platinum in 90 days. We have 1,542 people on our team, less than 4 months in. Okay. So there was a disruption that happened, right? Now, what Ben Glinsky brought, and the team, what they brought to the marketplace and to our lives, is an innovation. But let me tell you what our brain's job is to do, and how that can be a kind of a tricky combination when you're wanting to innovate. So the disruption is here. And because of the definition, like we talked about, that means there's a great innovation. But here's what our brain's job is to do. Our brain's job is to take all of the data that we've ever collected in our life, all of our experiences, and tell us whether or not something is safe, whether or not, something is probable, what the statistical probability is. And our brain's main job is to protect us and keep us safe. Safe from what, you might ask? Safe from failure, safe from wasting our time, safe from wasting our money, safe from looking like a fool. You're doing one of those things again. Okay. So here we go. We have this disruptor that's completely different, but we've got a brain saying, Erin, you've done this for 10 years. Okay. We know how this story ends. So I knew what my brain had to do to allow this innovation in, and I'm going to teach you the strategy. Okay. So this is how we're going to disrupt our mindset so that you can fully enjoy the disruption that LiveGood is. So there's 4 steps, and I'm going to teach you how to change your mindset. So we're going to interrupt the regularly scheduled program and bring you this important message. We've got to interrupt our mindset in order to disrupt our life. So I want you to write in the chat if you want to, but take what is one of your common negative or limiting beliefs that you have about this industry, or your ability to succeed, or a fear you might have, building yet another business, or maybe even a fear you might have about LiveGood. It's all game. It's all good. All fears are welcome. We've got to hear what they are. I'm going to give you an example and walk you through these 4 steps with an example of one that I think is pretty common. And so insert your belief, your negative belief, into this strategy, and we'll walk through it. Okay. Whoops. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just observe the thought. It's almost like if I had this microphone and I was just newscasting like the thoughts in my brain. So it goes like this. She's having a thought that, you put that in front of everything. So, okay, she's having a thought that this time will be no different than the last 10 times. She's having the thought that these things never work. Okay, yeah, she's having the thought that she's failed at these in the past, so she'll probably fail at this again. Okay, you're just observing it. You're just broadcasting the thought in your brain, because your brain is coming up with data based on your past experience. It's not a irrational thought. It's a totally true thought. It's so true. It's like, hello, oh God, she's doing this again. Okay, she's having the thought that these things never work and she's going to look like a fool again. Okay. Second step, I want you to validate the thought. So the validation starts with this beginning of the sentence. It makes perfect sense. I'm thinking this because. It makes perfect sense. I'm thinking that these things never work because they've never worked in the past for me. You just fill in the sentence, okay? It makes perfect sense that I'm terrified of wasting my money again because I value my money. It makes perfect sense that I don't want to look like a fool because that is no fun. It makes perfect sense that I don't want to look like this is a bad decision because I'm a business coach and my reputation is kind of correlated with the opportunities I choose to share with my friends, okay? It makes perfect sense. I want you to validate this thought. Now, the third step is you're going to thank your brain for giving you this protection. And you're going to say, thank you, brain. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for giving me a warning sign. Thank you. You're doing a great job of being a brain. You are doing a great job. You are trying to protect me. And then, my friends, step 4 is we're going to pivot. We are going to choose a new path. We're going to choose a new possibility. We're going to choose a new fact. We're going to choose a new reality. We're going to say whatever we need to do to pivot. I'm so glad that you're loving this. Okay, so maybe the pivot is, yeah, they all didn't work in the past because we didn't have this model. Oh yeah, that's why they didn't work. Because up until now, we didn't have this model. Maybe you pivot and you say, well, that didn't work in the past because I didn't work it. Maybe you say that didn't work in the past because I had a product no one could afford. Maybe you say, well, of course that didn't work in the past. And you say, and now things are different. Up until now, I haven't had this opportunity. Things have changed, and here I go. So we're going to change the mindset from what I call the land of probability to the land of possibility. That's what we're doing in the pivot. We're saying, Yeah, I hear you. I got the data. Thank you for the data. Thank you for trying to protect me. And here's where we're going to change things. And here's why things are different. And here's why I'm not at risk like I used to be. Here's why I don't need to be so afraid like I used to be. Things are different, and you pivot. So I want you to write in the chat, it's my time. I want you to claim this is your time to disrupt. It's your time for a disruption in your life. I want you to understand the power of the 3 words, up until now. Up until now, it hasn't worked. Up until now, I haven't had success. Up until now, this has been really difficult. Up until now, I have lost more money than I've made. Up until now, I have grown a huge team and then lost it all. Up until now, I have been burned by CEOs. Up until now, whatever it is. But my friends, what comes after the up until now is what will completely disrupt your life. I want you to understand the opportunity of a lifetime needs to be seized during the lifetime of the opportunity. I'll say it again. The opportunity of a lifetime needs to be seized during the lifetime of the opportunity. The disruption is here, and it's happening now. Now. So we're going to need to disrupt the mindset that prevents us or wants to keep us safe from the innovation that has been handed to us. It is your time to disrupt, because up until now, you did not have LiveGood, but LiveGood is here, and it is here now. Let's go. Let's disrupt. Love you. Thank you for having me.